Good afternoon, my name's Carrie Overton. Welcome to Refresh. This is your weekly invitation to have a 10-minute mini coaching session to help you overcome a challenge that you might be facing in either your professional or in your personal life. So grab yourself a piece of paper and a pen and let's get started. Remember, at any point in this, you can press pause, come back to it later, because I do try and get through it quite quickly so that we have time to fit everything in. So this week's specialist topic is self-sabotage, and it's surprising how many of us actually do this without even realising that that is what we're doing. I think it's easy to think of self-sabotage as a very deliberate, noticeable one action or series of actions that you might be taking, whereas actually it can slip under the surface without you really realizing it. So what do I mean by self-sabotage? Well, self-sabotage is when you either take actions or don't take actions deliberately, and in doing that or not doing it, you are having a direct impact on achieving an outcome or a goal that is something that's desirable to you. So you therefore are deliberately doing or not doing something, and it's having negative consequences for you. So what might you notice? These are the sorts of signs, if you're not sure that it's you, these are the sorts of things that can be self-sabotage. Do you find yourself forgetting certain appointments or tasks or events? Really are things that you could do and things that you know that if you did them, it would be good for you, but you forget or avoid doing them. That is self-sabotage. Are you someone who starts projects with enormous enthusiasm and know that you're really committed to doing this task, only to find that it doesn't happen, and somewhere along the line you sort of ebb away from doing it? Again, that is self-sabotage. Or maybe you're somebody who grinds to a halt on a project that's going really, really well, and you don't really know why, but you find yourself suddenly pulling away from it. It's not really happening for you. Again, if those sorts of things ring bells with you, and it can be in your personal life or in your professional life, here's some steps that you can take. You might ask yourself why you're doing this. Well, without going into a really, really long, because it is quite a complicated issue, but in short, self-sabotage is usually driven by fear. Now that can be fear of failure, which is a very common fear, that you avoid doing things because you don't want the potential for shame, humiliation, embarrassment amongst your peers or family or friends or anything. So you will avoid doing something because you think you might fail. But people can also self-sabotage because they're frightened of success, because they're not quite sure what that success means for them, whether they really want everything that comes with that success, and therefore they subconsciously shy away from it. And that's the thing, we often think about self-sabotaging behaviour, but actually mindsets can be self-sabotaging. Ultimately as well, you may have a limiting belief about whether you can actually do the thing that you are setting out to do, and that can cause you to self-sabotage, which is linked with that fear of failure. So what can you do? Well, here's where your piece of paper and pen come in handy, because it's a very simple, empty sentence that I want you to fill in. I want to achieve X, but I keep doing Y. And think about it in your, whether, again, it can be professional or personal. So it could be, I want to get a promotion, but I keep making mistakes at work, or I keep avoiding asking about it, or you fill it in. I want to get fit and healthy and get to my ideal weight, but I keep avoiding going to my gym sessions. Whatever it is, fill that in for you. I want to achieve this, but I keep doing that. And once you've done this, start looking at other parts of your life, because you've now sort of raised an awareness. And it could be that you are doing this in other parts of your life, that you're actually starting to avoid or do repetitive behaviours that I keep doing bit more than you realise it, and see if you can find some sort of pattern or some sort of link. That will be really useful for you to notice in the future. But now you've got that statement, I want to do this, but I keep doing this. What's really going on here? And I ask that question so much in coaching. What's this really about? You've noticed the behaviour that you're doing instead. But what is it? What is behind it? What is the reason? And dig into that. What is it that you are wanting to avoid? Is it success? Is it fear? Is it something else? It generally comes down to some sort of fear. What is it that you are frightened on? And be really honest and be really truthful with yourself, because the only way you're going to be able to overcome this is by unpicking it. And then think about your commitment to taking this action. What's in it for you? What will you stand to gain if you take this action? And what will happen if you don't take this action? And which of those options is the one that you want? And why is that important to you? Because if you've set this as a task to start off with, the chances are you do want this. So which are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to let your fear dictate, and therefore pick up all the consequences of that, or are you going to take action? So once you've realised what it is that you're actually avoiding, you can start putting a plan into action to deal with this. And this is the thing, create a plan. Now that sounds really obvious, but I don't mean write a list. I mean create a plan, not to achieve the thing you want to achieve, but to help you deal with the thing you keep doing. So for example, if it's, I want to get fit and healthy, but I keep on avoiding going to the gym, or I keep on snacking on bars of chocolate or anything in the evening, write a plan, not for getting fit and healthy. Write your plan about how am I going to deal with the thing I keep doing. I am going to make sure I go to the gym by doing this, or I am going to not get chocolate to have in the house in the evening, or I'm going to do myself a bowl of fruit, or I'm going to, but plan for the action that you want to replace, because then you're actually addressing the problem. If you keep on just stating the intention, you're not going to change the cycle of behaviour that you're in. So that's one really clear action that you can take. So you've worked out what the behaviour is, you've understood the reasoning behind it and weighed up whether you want it, and now you're planning to address the behaviour pattern itself directly. And the other thing that you can do is to spend time visualising. Now, I don't mean manifesting. I'm not suggesting that you sort of are trying to manifest something into being. There's a real science between visualising. If you read anything about sports science, you will know how important visualisation is to elite athletes. So what I'm suggesting here is that you spend time every day, 5 to 10 minutes, sitting down and visualising that outcome. Not just the outcome, but the journey to the outcome. So visualise yourself. Let's go with this getting fit analogy. Visualise yourself sitting on the sofa in the evening and fancying a bar of chocolate. But what do you do instead? And how do you feel after that? Visualise yourself thinking you don't want to go to the gym and dealing with that, and succeeding in going to the gym or going for a run. Whatever it is that you want to, the behaviour you want to be doing, you need to start visualising and imagining your success with it, but see yourself overcoming these obstacles. And the final thing you to do is, who do you need to talk to? Communication of our goals is really important. Who can help you both for accountability but also for support and encouragement? Are there people who, when you say to them, this is what I want to do, will really help keep you motivated to keep on track? Who needs to know? Are there a group of people who can help you? Who do you know who can help you achieve this goal? So that's your steps for self-sabotage. Identify the behaviour you keep doing. Identify the thinking and the reasoning behind it and weigh up whether that's okay with you to not go for your goal because of that. And assuming you want to move ahead, plan how you're going to address that behaviour that keeps sabotaging it, and remind yourself of those goals and visualise the whole process. I hope that's been really useful for you. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to find more about what I do, please do get in touch. And if this helps you, let me know. Put a comment in the box below, and I'll see you next week. Thanks ever so much. Bye.